Hi, I'm Eve Fisher. I'm a real estate agent in San Francisco with Compass. Last week we talked about part one of the home buying process. You've decided to buy, now what do you do? In summary, you find a great agent and you find a great lender. Now, part two, you found those two people. What do you do to move on with the process? Well, first of all, let's dive a little bit deeper into the lending process. I really recommend that my clients be underwritten as far as possible. Some banks are too busy to do it. And underwritten is when you've actually given them all of your financial documents. Well, almost all. And they're actually able to give you a commitment to lend pending the property. Because in the process, both the lender and the property have to be approved. So the underwritten process is much more in depth than the pre-approval process. And the reason I recommend that people go through that process and not just the pre-approval, which you can get online really easily. So this is really the next step, is that when the comes time to make an offer, you feel really, really confident with your financial position. Also, that helps make your offer more competitive because you want to, that can make it more reasonable to have a contingency-free offer. And we can go into that in the next video. What are the parts of an offer, basically? But in short, get as far through the lending process as you can. Now, that's the hard part. That's the boring part, I suppose, unless you're a mortgage nerd. And then the next part is looking at homes. Now, I got really spoiled because during the COVID era, we weren't doing open houses. We were just having private appointments. And me and my clients, we really learned to love those private appointments, even more than we did before. As opposed to going to the cattle call of an open house, which, has other issues with it, we like doing the private appointment because I often will sit with my clients in the house for a few minutes after we see the whole thing, chatting about what they like and dislike, how I think the pricing is going to go. We also get a chance to listen to hear what the sound is like inside the apartment or inside the house. And so the private appointment really gives us a little bit more information than an open house would, and it's a lot less stressful. So that is one aspect. That is one way to see a home, is the private appointment. The other thing is that I always encourage my clients to go to open houses if I'm not available, if they just kind of want to generally check out properties that might be outside their normal criteria, but they might be interested in just for educational purposes. I also check out properties for my clients on the weekend open houses and on the Tuesday broker tours. And on Tuesday, my clients sometimes come with me as well. So we have a lot of options. Some clients just prefer to see it by themselves, the first time, or they prefer me to come with them. Either way, it's totally up to the client how they want to see properties. The other thing is to understand the timeline of home sales in San Francisco. And we have a pretty quick turnaround. Now, some homes, I would say maybe half and half. Maybe 70-30. 70% of homes will set an offer date. So they'll come on the market on, let's call it day one. That will be on a Thursday or Friday usually. They'll have a weekend of open houses. They'll have brokers tour on Tuesday. They'll have another weekend of open houses. And then they'll have the offer date that next Tuesday or Wednesday. Some homes also have just a week. They'll be open, come on the market like Thursday, have a weekend of open houses, and then take offers that next Wednesday or Thursday. So you can see that it moves really quickly. That other 30% is offers as they come, which can mean anywhere from it comes in the market and they get an offer the next day to it comes in the market and for San Francisco, 30 days on market, it feels like an eternity. But I've had clients who say, hey, this property's been sitting, we see it, and that night they coincidentally get an offer from another client, from another buyer. So it really, you can't assume just because it's been on the market for a while, it's going to stay on the market for a while. So homes move quickly in San Francisco. That is the conclusion. Now, when you tell me, hey, Eve, we actually like this property, there's a couple of things that we'll do. First of all, I will start politely harassing that agent. I'm kind of spilling my secrets here. I will call that agent. I'll make sure they know that my clients are interested. That's helpful in case they receive a preemptive offer, an offer before the offer date. And I can tell my clients, listen, the seller's got an early offer. They're considering taking it. Would you like to put in your own offer, or would you like to let this one go? And so I get to know the agent. And then I can kind of get a feel for what the interest level is of the home, what they think the home will go for. Some agents are total cool cucumbers, will tell me nothing. They'll say, we'll let the market decide. And some really are more forthcoming about that. She can give us a little more info. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll review disclosures. And disclosures are 200 to 400 pages of information about the property. Everything from, is it on a liquefaction zone, to if they had inspections done, which a lot of sellers opt to do. And with the pest inspection, that includes mold, and there's actually a number, the cost of what that company thinks it'll take to fix those problems. Some of those problems range from need to be done immediately to this has been this way for 20 years. Totally up to you. Some clients say, great, that's what we'll fix. Some clients say, all right, well, we'll just see how bad it is when we move in. If it's a condo, then you have the complication of speaking to the HOA about what problems they would like to fix as well. So the disclosures are really important, and I like to go through them in terrible detail with my clients at least the first time, because you have to sign all these documents. You have to sign these documents, and you're going to be held to these documents once you've signed them, that you understood and acknowledged everything in there. So it's really important that you understand all of those documents. Even when we're in a short time crunch, I really emphasize understanding the disclosures so that there's not a surprise when the rock band next door starts to practice. And then we look in the transfer disclosure statement, and they disclosed that there was a, adolescent rock band that lives next door. So the disclosure is incredibly important. So you like the property, you know what the offer date is, we've read the disclosures, I've spoken in depth to the agent, and then we can talk about making an offer and what that would look like. We'll leave that for video 3, for part 3. What goes into the offer, what you need to consider when making an offer, how an agent can help you with that offer, and all the documents and decisions needed to make a good offer. That is part 2 of the San Francisco home searching process. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. I encourage you to subscribe. I'm hoping my videos will only become more interesting as time goes on. Thanks. I'm Eve Fisher with Compass in San Francisco. My website is evefishersf.com. Thanks.